All right. Hey, so how you guys doing tonight? I'm not sure what happened on the last one, but I wanted to jump back on the air. So let's see. So we had a live earlier with Tanisha McMillan out of Jacksonville, Florida. Just wanted to, give people their praises, because I always notice how she's always out there doing something. She's taking the time out to build her business, and I wanted to acknowledge that. And I wanted to let her know that, you're doing a great job. But tonight, we are going to talk about power of attorneys. And before I start, I just want to let you guys know I am not an attorney and I do not provide legal advice. So if you are looking for any legal advice, I highly recommend that you reach out to a local attorney in your area, ask them your question, and get your advice from them. As far as me, I'm not an attorney and I am not claiming to be one as well. So, what we're going to talk about, we are going to talk about power of attorneys. And, within this notary industry, you're going to come across a lot of sets of documents, especially if you're doing loan signing services. Sometime in those package, there's usually a power of attorney within that package. But if you are doing general notary work, like these specialized documents, such as power of attorneys, such as wills, such as trusts, you will come across those type of documents on your day-to-day basis. So it doesn't have to be just a loan application for you to see a power of attorney. And you will see a power of attorney regardless if you're marketing yourself. But my thing is, I wanted to briefly talk about this because a couple of days ago I had an appointment. So I had an appointment at a nursing home facility. And when I got there, verifying IDs, verifying the document, the main issue was they were supposed to be a witness. So when I explained that to the client, which prior to me going, they had already said that they was going to have the witness, but I didn't know the witness was a family member. So this is why it's important for you to know your state laws of what you can and cannot do. And also, I need you guys to understand that just because you run a notary business, just because you care about your business, doesn't mean the next person have to care about your business. Because most people that you'll come across, their main objective is to get their document signed and notarized. And unfortunately, sometimes they don't care if it's being done the right way or if it's being done the wrong way. So in this situation here, we had one of the witnesses he wanted one of the witnesses to be a relative, and I had to explain to them that, she cannot sign as a witness per state law, pretty much stating that to a witness, you must have two witnesses and it has to be non-family related. So that's what we had to do. Give me 1 second here. See what we got. Power of attorney. All right. So what is a power of attorney? So let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it, right? So let's say you receive a call. Somebody reached out to you. They wanted to get a document notarized. And then they say, hey, I'm looking to get a power of attorney notarized. Do you provide this service? Hopefully you are aware of the type of document. Hopefully you've done a couple of these. But if you haven't, I need you to understand what is a power of attorney. A power of attorney is a legal document that grants someone else permission to act on your behalf. So if you want to know the legal verbiage of what it is, I'm going to look it up for you. Let's see, according to this here, a power of attorney is a legal authorization for a designated person to make decision about another person's property, finances, and medical care. So in other words, a power of attorney is, you giving permission. Let's say I was going away and I wanted to make sure, finances or everything else is taken care of. So I would grant somebody else permission. Can be a spouse, can be a relative, can be a friend. So a power of attorney is you're pretty much giving them permission to act on your behalf. Like, it's not, I know when people see power of attorneys, Mr. Frank. Hey Frank, so how's it going, my man? I hope you're doing well. I know when people see power of attorney, sometimes they get stressed, they get worried. But once you understand the concept of what a power of attorney is, it will actually make you feel a lot easier providing those type of services. All right. So again, power of attorney is a legal document that grants someone else permission to act on your behalf. All right. That person on that document, they will be listed as either attorney in fact, or they will be listed as an agent. The person who are granting the power of attorney, most of the time you will see them listed as the principal, the principal individual in the document. So they will be listed as the principal, and the person receiving and agreeing to be power of attorney is the agent or attorney in fact. So please do not overcomplicate this. Make sure you understand your state laws. Make sure you understand what your state law says when it comes to power of attorneys. Because some states require 2 witnesses. I'm sure every state is different. But I know here in my state, 2 witnesses required for a power of attorney. And those 2 witnesses cannot be family. They cannot be anyone with interest to the document. And another type of document, power of attorney you might come across is a limited power of attorney. All right, because we have a general power of attorney, we have a limited power of attorney. So now, to understand this one, just think about the first word, limited. Limited power of attorney. So in this document here, so an individual is given someone else permission to still act on their behalf, but only to a certain extent. All right. So the general power of attorney is you giving somebody else permission to act on your behalf, whether it's financials, medical, or anything like that. So they giving them power to act on your behalf. So when you switch over to durable power of attorney, just think about it that way. The person that you are given the power of attorney, the durable power of attorney for, can only act to a certain extent. For example, let's say I was going out of town and I wanted to give my brother permission to act on my behalf on finances. So if I wanted to just give them specific instruction, but grant them specific permission, I'll like, okay, so and so can act on my behalf if it comes down to this. So if it comes down to financial decision and I'm away, this person here can act on my behalf, but they can only act on my behalf on financial decisions only. So that is what the durable power of attorney is. Someone's acting on your behalf, but they have specific duties of which they can perform. They cannot perform everything. There are specific duties in which they can perform. So that's what you guys need to understand when it comes to the doable power of attorney. I mean, sorry, the limited power of attorney. So limited power of attorney. So when you see limited power of attorney, first word limited, limit, you have you have a certain limit of what you can and cannot do. So that's what you need to think about that. And the next step, the next form of power of attorney you might come across is a durable power of attorney. All right. So this here, a durable power of attorney is you are giving an individual power to manage your assets if you become disabled and not able to make a decision on your own. Hey, Christina. So how you doing? So I hope you are doing well. So with the durable power of attorney, I'm going to give you guys what does Google say a durable power of attorney is? Here you go. According to this, a durable power of attorney is a legal document in which you appoint a person you trust, call an attorney in fact, to manage your money, property, and financial matters if you were to become disabled. So, like I said, with the durable power of attorney, you are given someone's permission. So, let's say I become ill, I'm in a hospital. So, I would give somebody a durable power of attorney for them to act on my behalf. However, so here's the thing, right? With the durable power of attorney, this power of attorney remain in effect until the person either the person passed away or they take back the power of attorney. So if they if they revoke the power of attorney. So even though you give someone access to manage your financials, you give them durable power of attorney, that can be taken back. Okay. So it's a matter of knowing what it is, what you are trying to do. If you want to give somebody full permission to handle all your matters, like I said, you can go to the general power of attorney. If you want to give somebody limited, let's see. Hey Q, hey, what's going on, my man? If you want to give somebody limited power of attorney, this is what you have to do. Do not overcomplicate this. This is extremely, like, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it is not that difficult. All right, well, hold on. Let me see. I got Q's in here. Let me see. Trying to see about if I could get you on here, Q, but not sure how this goes. So where's Griffin when you need him? Let's see. Christina, hey, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. But yeah, for those of you who just joining in, like I was just making a quick video on what it is as far as when it comes to power of attorneys, because a lot of people seem to get that mixed up, or especially new notaries, if they get an appointment, once you see power of attorney, they seem to get nervous. They are worrying about the wrong stuff. Let me see. Invite a guest. All right, Q. So I'm about to put this on here. If you want to hop on here right quick, just put it on there. Griffith is eating and Freda. Oh, Frank, if you want to hop on here, man, I know I'll be seeing you on these comments. You always showing support and everything. If you want to click the link, just hop on. Let's have a quick conversation and let me know about your business. Let me know how you doing down there in I think you what? In Alabama. Yep. You down there in the South. You're down there in the South, Frank. So what's going on, Frank? So how's your business doing? I know last time you mentioned something about you were doing services at the truck stations. So how's that going? And Christina, where are you from, Christina? Griffin's eating a fritter. Where are you from, Christina? Go ahead and put that. And also, guys, if you guys don't mind, don't forget to like this video, like and subscribe. Share the video, share the channel. I really appreciate that. Because the goal is to start putting out more content, and then try and get more exposure in here. So you're in, oh, okay, so you're in Cali. Oh, you're way across the state, so you're watching from Cali. So I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. So I'm not sure if you want to hop on here, if you want to tell me about yourself. Looks like my man Q is here.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, my man?
How we doing? I'm just getting back in from a little Friday night signing. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So
Yeah.
how was that?
It went well. It was a application for a refinance. Real cool people. Kids all over the place, but they were just really nice people, man. There was nothing actually for me to notarize, which was a pleasure. So, I was
Really?
just, there was nothing there. So, it's just handing over the docs, still handed it like I handle all of my signings, had everything color coded as far as signer, co-signer,
Yep.
worked my clockwise, you know, and we got it done quick.
Got you. So you said so. Look, so what I was getting on here right quick about is power of attorney, right? Because I know
Yeah,
as a notary, we usually come across these type of documents within a loan signing package, and when you get a call, let's say you get a call from your Google, somebody say, "Hey, I need a power of attorney notarized," and
right.
most notary, it's like their mind goes blank. They're like, power of attorney, like what is this? Like I only
Yeah,
see it, if I have to do it on a loan signing, and so I wanted to come on here today because I've been doing a lot of those lately. And for whatever reason, people's getting power of attorneys done. Look, that's all good. That's another thing when we were talking about earlier, and we said about that's not something that is discussed within the Black community on
right.
how to prepare yourself in case something happened.
How to protect your assets, and it's a really good topic for notaries to pay attention to right now. I know Griff touched on it. I don't know if that was yesterday when he was talking about what's going on over there in Russia right now, but we're looking at a situation where a lot of troops could be deployed soon. And that's definitely a situation where you're going to have people that might have some family members going overseas where they're going to want to put a power of attorney in place so that way their family members, their wives, their husbands can maintain business and handle the business affairs of the family while they're gone. And so when you're talking about a power of attorney, I mean, that's something that we all should probably look into, not just as a business aspect, but for ourselves as well. And you're right, that's something that's not really spoken about in our community. It's something that when I'm out in my community, working with our folks, I always try to bring up that conversation just because I know that's not a conversation that's happening. And that's also a way of getting more business. If you're out here getting loan signings, and always ask, hey, when was the last time you guys checked up on your living will? The past couple of years have been kind of crazy. People's situations have changed. People have lost people. So just kind of drop in on them and like, hey, you may want to take a look at those documents again to make sure that they're still valid and everything's still the way that you'd like it to be. And I've gotten a lot of repeat business off of that, just off of, from loan signings and offering that, a little bit of advice.
Yeah, because things change like over a period of time, especially when it comes like if you had like a family member as your attorney in fact or your agent, let's say you guys got into a situation where you're no longer speaking to that person. So in a situation like that, I don't think you would want somebody you're not talking to be
Right.
handling your finances.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to keep them update because I was telling you about an appointment I did a while back where they were just getting this done because they were traveling. They just in case something happened, they wanted to make sure that they prepare these type of documents and to make sure their kids or their family members were fine. And then, so what I was doing is I was pretty much giving a breakdown as far as what a power of attorney is. Pretty much all it is pretty much it's a legal document. So, like for instance, let's say I'm going somewhere, and let's say a power of attorney pretty much is me giving you, like if I'm giving Q permission to act on my behalf. Okay, because hey, you know what? I'm leaving. Hey, Q, here's the power of attorney. We're gonna do a power of attorney. If anything happened, you have my permission to act on my behalf, whether it's financials, whether it's medical. So it is pretty much you granting someone else permission. That's all it is. If you really look at it in basic term, of course, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but just in basic term, you pretty much giving somebody else permission to act on your behalf.
Correct. Correct. And a lot of times with power of attorneys, when you're getting general notary calls, you're not going to get just the power of attorney. You're also going to get the living will with that as well. And there's also a medical power of attorney too. So when you're dealing with people, a lot of folks in the hospital, that's generally one of those documents. Those three documents kind of go hand in hand together. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing on my side. Over here, that medical power of attorney is really important as well. Especially when you have elder folks, parents, or something like that, And I talk to my customers about this all the time. Like, if something were to happen, who's going to make those decisions?
Yep.
The power of attorney is going to handle the legal stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's better to make the decisions ahead of time and put your wishes in there and designate somebody to make sure that those wishes are carried out. So it's not just one power of attorney. There's all different kinds of powers of attorneys.
Yep. Yes, there is, and then there's the other one that I mentioned earlier was the limited power of attorney. I think that's where you came in when we were talking about the limited power of attorney because you might just need somebody to perform certain tasks in case you are not here. With the limited power of attorney, what I always tell people is just look at the word limited. So
Right.
there's a limit to what you can and cannot do. So pretty much with that, it's me. We're like, hey Q, I'm giving you a limited power of attorney. If something happened, I want you to only handle finances. Don't worry about real estate. Don't worry about my medical stuff. Q is gonna handle my finances only. That's all he's limited to do.
Right. And you can take it a step further with putting that power of attorney together to say this person has access to my funds to pay bills, but not to make a withdrawal from the bank. So they can pay something, but they cannot withdraw cash from the bank.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's crazy what you can put on there for people to be able to handle your affairs for you if that should happen where you can't do it for yourself.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly. Like
and,
and then just like you said, it can be anything.
yeah,
Like,
it's like I give this person the power of attorney over my dog if something were to happen. Here in Pennsylvania, you have to have a license to have a dog. So as funny as that sounds, like that's something.
wait, you need a license to have a dog?
Technically, I mean, I'm a steward of the state, so I have to say, yeah, you need a license to have a dog. There's a nice little fee for that, but that would be
Jeez.
one of those things that you would want to make sure legally you take care of. And it seems so small, but I mean, why not if you can?
Yeah. No,
All it
no,
is writing
that's
a
true.
paragraph. You know what I mean?
That's it. And then the other type is the durable power of attorney. The durable power of attorney is once again me giving you power to manage an asset in case I'm no longer able to make a decision. If I can make a sound decision, so if I let's say if I'm having health issues and there's just the outlook of my health status is not good, right? Again, I can appoint Q. I can give you like a doable power of attorney to act on my behalf while I am disabled or not able to make any sound decision. So yeah, go ahead.
You know, a really good community that I don't think we pay enough attention to. It's a community that, just because I have an autistic brother, I do pay attention to the special needs community. There's a lot of those durable power of attorneys in the special needs community. So if you have an opportunity in with that community, find them on Facebook, find the groups out there, the blogs or whatnot. You're gonna find that that's a big need for people that have children with special needs.
Mhm. Wow. Well, you know, those of you that's watching, that's gonna
Dropping
be
dimes,
that
dropping
right.
dimes, man.
That right there can be a new marketing. Like I'm not saying that take advantage of the special need, but you know that they're going to need your services.
Right.
So that right there, you might have to be reaching out to different child care providers, that provide service for the special needs and see, if they need a notary. Because most of the time, what I've come to realize when I go to, like, whether I go to nursing home or hospitals, they do not have a notary on staff.
Right.
Like the appointment I did a couple of days ago at that nursing home, as I was leaving, the nurse asked for my card, and as I'm walking out, the receptionist asked for my card. It was like, "Look, we don't have a notary, and we get there's patients in here all the time that wants documents done." So I had a card and I left it there, and then that's one way I always market myself. Wherever I go, I make sure I have a card. I know people say like physical cards are done or a thing of the past, but look, man,
Nah,
look.
nah.
Look, just think about it, right? I had elder an elder woman ask me for a card. Now, if I didn't have that card and I told her, well, look, it just scan it. What if she doesn't have a phone? What if she doesn't know how to do any of this?
Yeah, what if she don't know how to get back to it? Like she could
Exactly.
take a picture, but what if she doesn't know
Exactly.
how to get to her
So
pictures?
so I give, but like I always have physical card with me. Like I'm not trying to throw shade out there. I always have physical cards. What works for someone may not work for everyone. So in that situation, she was an elder at a nursing home, and they wanted my card. But I couldn't be like, well, just look at me up on Facebook, like, dude.
No, that doesn't work. I mean, if you're trying to present yourself as a business, a bona fide business, I mean, that card flip has got to be me. You got to be mean with the flip. It's got to come
Oh
out,
yeah, oh yeah. Look, man,
real
look.
smooth with it.
Look, I have this black one, I have the red one, and it's like you're like, yo, this is nice. I'm like, yeah, here you go, you can have that.
Yeah,
You get
you
that,
get it nice
man.
and polished. You're just out there, just boom. So when it comes out, a little flash of lights hits it, and it's just like, oh, you know, like that's the card. You got to be able to do that.
Let's see. Frank said he give about 1,000 card a year. My man.
That's what's up.
Oh wow, yeah, that is. Look, I think I did. Actually, I'm probably up to 1,000 now because each of these boxes had like 500 of them,
Uh,
and I only have a few left.
I know I'm running low on mine myself, so
Let me
got to put.
see. Let me see who's on here. Look like we have LaShawn on here. Hey, LaShawn, if you want to hop on here, please be my guest. We are here. So, why do you feel like while we're talking about power of attorney, right, and
Mhm,
how powerful those documents are,
mhm.
and just to be honest with you, unfortunately, that's not a conversation that happens in the Black community. Like I hear people talking about power of attorney in all other community except the Black community. So why do you
Everyone.
feel like that's an issue? Like why do you feel like we don't want to take that accountability just by having a piece of paper? Like what's the
I
like?
think I think in our community, a lot of times we don't want to talk about death. It's something that we're scared of. I think as a whole, if you look at the history of everything that's happened here, we don't like to confront those things. I think a lot of times also we look at things as though we don't have anything to leave to anybody. Um, and I think that that's something that you don't have to leave anything to anybody to have these documents taken care of. We just don't see the value in it, and I see a lot of times we have that type of mentality. Well, I'm gonna be dead anyway, so
Mm,
or I'm not gonna be able if I'm crazy if I'm not all there or not able to comprehend anything. What am I gonna care anyway? Y'all figure it out. Which it's not the best way to be, and we really need to start protecting what we have as a family. And I think that's another big part of it too, is our perspective on family and generational wealth and taking care of, what we've started and what we've built isn't the same as other races out there.
Hmm. Got you. Yeah, no, I think that right there plays a big role in it, is the fact that we don't like talking about death. It's not a dinner conversation. It's like, like I can speak on my behalf, where I've talked to my parents about these type of documents, and just like you say, they don't like talking about death. But to me, I'm like, it's necessary. I don't
Absolutely.
care. Like, I don't care if you are not rich, but if something were to happen, like, it's necessary to have these type of documents ready, especially given the fact that you own properties. So if these documents are not ready, then God forbid something happen, it's more of a hassle for us to go to
Right.
the state to enter the probate. You see what I mean?
Right. And a lot of times when you have, let's say we're dealing with parents and you have siblings, it can cause a strife between the siblings, because one sibling might want to handle one things, one way, and the other one wants to handle it a different way. And there's nothing's been said to say, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be handled, or you have complete responsibility. So then, I've seen situations where it breaks families apart,
Hmm.
of trying to figure out, well, mama, she needs to go to a rehab center. No, I don't want her to go to a rehab center. I want her to come and live with me.
Yep.
You know, that's a real thing that happens in our community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it tears family apart, and it pushes us further away from each other instead of bringing us together. So, if we really just sat down and took the time to take care of these things, I think that a lot of family beefs that happen during, trying times like that could be avoided.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because I've been into appointments where, let's say, there is a power of attorney, that's being handled, and one relative was like, "No, that's not happening." It's like it's always a constant battle,
Hmm.
where because at the end of the day, everybody wants the best for their parents, and it's just a matter of not having a definite plan, and then make it even worse. You don't have a power of attorney that state what you want and how you want certain things done. Now everybody else has an opinion. Now, if there's money involved, everybody and their mama has an opinion, because everybody's trying to get a piece of that money. And
Right.
it's something that I wish that it starts to become a normal conversation within the Black community. But it is, I feel like it is us new generation that has to push that, because
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for us, we have the internet and we have a lot of access to information. So since we are the ones that are carrying the information, it's up to us to kind of pick up what wasn't, those stones and steps that weren't put there for us. It's up to us to kind of make up for that. Since we have the knowledge, it's our responsibility to carry it forward.
absolutely. Nah, you are absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Because if everybody else is doing it, everybody else is being cautious. And just like I say, that person I did the notary for to, they were just going out of the country. They were just traveling. It's like they going
Right.
on vacation. Like they going on vacation to have a good time, and that is what is on their mind in case we don't come back.
In case we don't come back, and with the power of attorneys die when the signer, I forget the correct term, the testator, makes, once that person passes away, the power of attorney is dead. So that's why I'm saying the living will usually accompanies a power of attorney,
Mhm.
as well as that medical power of attorney, because once that's signed and the person passes, the power of attorney is null and void, because the person, it can no longer stand. The person is no longer living.
Yeah,
That's where the living will comes into play.
that's true. That's
So
true.
it's like it's those three documents. You get the living will, power of attorney, medical power of attorney, you're going to be set. And if you really want to go above and beyond, I mean, and take the conversation to another level, start a trust.
Yeah, you're
You
right
know,
about that. You're right.
you know,
Yeah, you're right
I,
about that, man.
I got a book. If you want to learn about trust, The
Hold on,
Art
hold
of
on.
Passing the Buck.
The art of passing the buck. I'm about to look for it right now, man.
That's $50. For value one, value two, I think is $200.
The
All
art
right.
of passing the buck. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
This book, man, it's invaluable information that's in this book right here.
Oh, it looks like they have the volume two going for $808.
Oh, maybe I was looking at a bootleg one back when I was looking at it.
800. You know what? You know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. Here's what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna send that to my wife. I'm gonna send a screenshot to her. She is good with finding these type of books. Like
Nah,
I don't know how she'd be finding them, like how she'd be come across them. Well, any books I know that I've wanted that's been like $300-400 and more. I'm like, hey, can you get me this book? And
bro,
somehow she find them.
I was able to find $150,000 book on PDF form.
What
$150,000.
kind of book is that?
It's got it's got some
It's
history. It's got some history in it. You know what they
oh
say. Yeah,
uh-huh.
it's that history that they don't. Yeah,
Look, send me the name of it because I have a whole bunch of PDF as well. But definitely send me the name of that to see.
I got you. It's on my external drive. I'll send it to you.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, man, look. I appreciate you taking the time to hop on
All good,
because
bro.
because I'm about to wrap this up. I just wanted to based on the type of appointments I've been getting lately, and I know some notaries sometimes they don't want to take these type of appointments because they are making it more complicated, like they overtaking the situation.
Take those appointments because honestly, right now, the way that rates are looking with these loan signings, I'm making more money doing general notary work with a power of attorney. So check it out. And I know you're trying to end this, but
No, go ahead. Go
let's
ahead.
give him the game.
Yeah, go
Let's give him
ahead.
some real game. All right. So if you're dealing with a couple, right? You're dealing with a couple with a power of attorney. A power of attorney is going to be 3 signatures, right? So you let them know, having the witnesses' signatures notarized as well makes it more a better standing document than not having it. So you're looking at 3 signatures just for the power of attorney. In Pennsylvania, that's $5. That's a $15 document. Now, if I'm doing a couple, they're both usually getting them done at the same time. So now we're at
Yeah.
$30. Now, the living will, same thing, 3 signatures apiece, right? So now I'm at $60. The medical power of attorney, right? Same thing, 3 signatures on each document. Now I'm at $90 plus my travel fee.
Got you.
Plus my travel fee, and I didn't have to go spend $500 on a training course to make $100.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that look? We are not knocking this, the training courses out there like because everybody's doing something that works for their business. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everybody has their own ways. When I was starting out, when I did it loan signing, I took a course for loan signing back in 2020 and stuff like that. But look, do what's work for your business, and just like you said, like some of these appointment will get you a lot more money than going to a signing company where you have to print, where you have to send scan back, where you have to go mail. Because most of the time when somebody's calling you for power of attorney, they already have the documents.
Yep, they got them, and you get paid right there. Like
Yeah.
you don't leave without getting paid.
Look, my thing is I get paid before I go to an appointment. So it's like
Oh,
it makes the ride a lot smoother knowing that look, unless
see, I
you're
gotta get on your level, man.
look, man, look, just act, you know what? Just ask for a deposit. Because right now I done implement that into our company. It's company's policy that you make a deposit to secure your appointment. Because what was happening is people will book an appointment. Then when you follow up with them, they was like, "Oh no, we canceled or we went somewhere else." And all this time you had that time booked, so
Right,
you was not taking on any other appointments
right.
because in your mind you had that time scheduled for them. So by requiring a deposit, no, that just can't end the game. Because if you pay me, I know you're serious. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I might need to implement that.
Like if there's no issue with you putting a deposit, I know for a fact now, okay, this appointment is secure. Like there's no, hey, you know what, I'm canceling. And if you put a deposit down, if you want to reschedule, yeah, we can reschedule.
Yeah, we can reschedule. You've already gave me some money. Like we're good. Like
If you want to cancel, look, sorry, if
my
you
time
don't
is yours.
cancel, if you don't cancel 2 hours prior to the starting time, there's no refund. Some people do like an hour, some people do half hour, but me, I'm like, cancel 2 hours prior. If you cancel within an hour, there's no refund. You cancel within 2 hours, there's a refund. You see what I mean? So, that's one way that I've been able to figure out who's serious and who's not. Because,
Right.
like I don't want to be driving out there and only for you to tell me, oh, well, we changed our mind. We don't want to do it anymore. But look, and what people need to understand is you're going to get these clients who doesn't want to pay a deposit. That's fine. If they refuse, hey, guess what? They're not your client. I'm sorry.
Right.
But at the same time, look, what was it? Last week, I had somebody who reached out to me. They were trying to get a loan document signed that they received from an attorney or something like that. It was for an out of state property. I'm like, okay, that's my fee. Oh, that's too much.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for calling. Meanwhile, a couple hours prior to them calling, I did an appointment around the same area for more than the fee I was charging them.
There you go.
And
There
look
you
at that.
go.
And that appointment, it was only about the type of document was only about 6 pages.
Yeah, I mean, we have the right because we have a business. This is our
Yeah,
business. We have a right to walk away from somebody, just like you go to the grocery store and they had the right, during the pandemic to say, if you're not coming in with a mask, you can't come in the store. We have the
yeah,
right to say, if you're not going to accept my policies, okay,
yeah,
move on to the next guy.
exactly. Yeah, because you definitely look having that policy in place will help you. A couple weeks ago, I had to do a power of attorney and a trust. And the guy called. He actually called a friend of mine, but he was not able to service him because he was working. So he referred him to me. So talking to him, I'm like, okay, so this is what we were doing. I do require a deposit. He was like, a deposit. He was like, well, I only know two people who get a. I'm like, look, sir, this is the policy.
Right.
Like whatever it is that whatever comment you was about to make, this is the policy. We require a deposit, and you want me to bring two witnesses. So now I'm going out of my way to find two witnesses, and you
Right.
may tell me you don't want to secure the appointment. So after going back and forth with me, he stopped texting me. Fine. 2 hours later, I check my Venmo deposit received.
That's funny. I,
Because
I wish in a situation like that, somebody would say, "Well, let me speak to your manager." I am the manager. I made the policy. I wrote the policy.
I am the manager. Like, what do you want?
I wrote
No,
this. This is what
look,
it
man.
is.
Look, man. Look, people just got to start treating this like a business. Like, I get there's gonna be certain situation where, let me see. Like, I'm not saying we not going to do stuff for free because I remember this one time I met this elderly. She wanted some documents notarized. It was like maybe 2 or 3 pages, right? Hold on, my cat is over here.
Guy's trying to say hello.
So it was like 2 or 3 pages. So I went there, I notarized it for her, and then I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. That's on the house.
Yeah, I do stuff like so within my zip code. I don't. I charge $10 as a travel fee for my zip code,
Mhm.
and my basic travel fee is $30. So for my zip code and my zip code only, that's part of my advertising. I let my city know I take care of my city first. And that brings business to me because they see that I'm making efforts to give them a discount. You know what I mean? And I don't live in like the richest of areas. Like I have a nice house in a nice area, but that's just this area. There's a lot of poverty around me. So like, if I'm going into somebody's house, and I can see that, they probably need this a lot more than I do. Yeah, it's on the arm. We don't even worry about it. I'm just happy to
Exactly.
help you.
Exactly. And that's what I feel like, some people need to you need to remind yourself of that. At the end of the day, yeah, we own a business, we're also providing service as well. And if you are able to make that gesture, do it. Because what that's gonna happen, that's just gonna have a repeated effect where that person's going to, advertise your business for you, and that's just gonna bring you more client. I'm not saying like go on a free giving spree. That's your choice if you want to do that.
Man, I
But
have one of those in my area. They they don't charge for any notary fees except they live out all the way out in the sticks. So they do everything for free. You just got to drive to them.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Nah, I'm all
man.
set. I'm all set. I'm not driving all over the state for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I was scoping out the market, when I was getting ready, I was like, "Oh, wait a second. They're fully like everything is free. The
Wow.
only caveat is you got to drive out to them."
Wow. Yeah, nah, I'm all set with that, man. Like I
Yeah,
will pay somebody. I'm not driving all the way out there
yeah.
but
But
yeah, man, that is crazy.
so one of the things that Griff and I talked about last night in regards to this business, and I think it's something that all notaries need to realize, is that we are commissioned by the state, right?
Yep.
So the state gives us permission to do what we do. Why does the state do that? If they could hire enough notaries to be in every single city to take care of every notarial act that needed to be taken care of and regulated the way that it needed to be regulated, they would do it, but they can't. So
Yeah,
this is an opportunity for us, right?
exactly.
So we have to understand that we are public servants. That's what we are. We are here to serve the public. If somebody needs you in the hospital, you go to the hospital. Like saying I don't do this. You're a notary. That's why they've commissioned you.
Yep.
To be available for the public. And I think that that's something that the us as notaries we really got to take to heart to realize what we have this business to be able to do.
Hmm.
We're an extension of what the state can't regulate and can't hire enough people to do.
Exactly. That is that's another reason why you have to make sure that you are operating this the way it should be operating.
Yep.
Because if something goes bad where it requires you going to court and you don't have all your, like, look, there's notaries out there that's not keeping their journal.
Right.
There's notaries out there that's not administering oath. There's notaries out there that's not checking IDs. So, based on what you said, that we are an extension of the state of us providing service. So, if people start taking like that and they start taking their business more serious, and I feel like that's one way they can become a better notary, because a lot of people out here are just trying to make money.
Absolutely.
You know,
We get blinded by the dollar signs that people have told us that we can make, and we don't really take into effect what a notary actually is,
hmm
what its role is in society, and what the history. And I've said this on Griff's channel before. What the history of the notary is. It's a distinguished title. It is a noble title,
yep.
and you're held to the highest integrity. So you have to carry yourself that way.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But unfortunately, not a lot of people see it like that. The way we understand it, and it's a. I feel like it's a business that can constantly be improved.
Yeah,
Like you can pretty much shape this business to fit your day to day schedule. You,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? So if you want to be known just for after hours, you provide service after hours. There's a market for that.
Absolutely.
There's a huge market for that, because when I started, most of my appointment was in the evening. I remember I used to go to appointment. It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Sometimes I go, I get one at 10 o'clock. I'm providing the service, and just because the person's schedule doesn't meet the day-to-day norms, and then let's say they're only available after 9 p.m., you provide service, you charge your fee accordingly. Like they won't have a problem paying you because
Right.
they
They
know,
understand.
yeah, because they understand that. And I feel like a lot of these. See, I'm gonna use Griffin's word, pandemic notaries.
It's the truth, though. He nailed that one.
A lot of these pandemic notaries do not understand that side of the business.
Right.
Yeah,
They
and that's the
they
issue.
they understand money.
Yeah,
That's what they understand. They understand money or growing into a another avenue of, you know, being a YouTuber and branching out into other things. I'm not saying anything against you or Griff because you brothers out here actually working. We see you going to appointments. You know your Instagram on the
yep,
daily. I'm here. I'm there. I'm walking down steps from this building. It's cold outside. I'm wiping off my car. This is the
man,
notary life. Like,
this
you
is
know,
crazy.
you guys are showing that you're actually out here doing it. So I don't put you guys into that arena, but you have a lot of people out here that's just talking, but you never see them doing anything.
Yeah, yep, you're right about that. A lot of and it's crazy because they be the main one who start different courses and start making all the money. And when you ask them, hey, when the last time you did an audio appointment, they can't even tell
Right.
you.
Right. No, it's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, listen, I stopped listening to a lot of that stuff now that I've been in for a while. You know, you and Griff, you and Griff. Just because I see the realness that you two are really putting out there, and that's not to say that there aren't any other great content creators out there, but the way that you guys are very truthful, and I see the intent in the stuff that you put out on YouTube and how you're actually trying to help people, not trying to sell them nothing. You're just trying to help.
No,
You
exactly,
know,
exactly. Because when the time comes where we are selling something, like we already have the tribe. We already have the people that knows exactly what we are doing. It's not something we are stealing from someone else and trying to bring it to them. Unfortunately, like that happened to Griffin last month
right?
with that young lady. But people just like to see you out there doing the work, and that's one reason why if I'm going to an appointment, like I'm posting it. So people don't think, oh, okay, he just home ain't doing nothing, but
Right,
but
right, right.
people are seeing, and a lot of people appreciate that, and they see the day to day, what we go through, like especially up here when it's snowing. Look, if it's snowing, I got an appointment. I still got to go to that appointment,
You
especially
still
if
got to get there.
I already been paid. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you
So you
still got to
still
get
you
there.
still gotta do what you gotta do, man. That's what it is. Let me see if anybody in the comment dropping anything.
I didn't see nothing.
No, I think that's it, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you getting on here.
Yeah,
By
thank you
the
for inviting me. I really
man,
appreciate that. I was actually just getting ready to start on that thing we was talking about. I got an idea, so I'm gonna get started. I might be able to have something for you by tomorrow afternoon.
okay, okay, I got you. Yeah, and if you need any footage, I'm sure I have plenty.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so I might reach out to you if I want to add some things in there. I'm thinking about doing some cut scenes, but we're gonna keep that. I'm not
I
ready
got
to
you.
reveal
I
that to
got you.
everybody
I
yet.
got you. I got you. That sounds good. Well, all right then, my man. I'm about to get off here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you hopping in. We'll definitely be in touch.
All right, brother. Take care of yourself. All right, man.
All right.
All right, have a good
Appreciate
evening.
that. Me too.
All right, bye.
All right, folks. So just gonna wrap this up. It's no. This is what this is all about. This stream was about me talking about different type of power of attorneys, and then I was able to get Q on here. He kind of give us his insight, and this is what it's all about. It's about networking. It's about building each other's business. It's about being supportive of the next person. Like there's no need for you to be wishing ill on anybody else's business. There's plenty of services, plenty of work to go around. You just have to find what works for you. That's what you have to focus on. Find what works for you, find what works in your area, find ways to market yourself. Don't try to be like the next person. Like find what works for you and your business model. All right. And as I always say, it's not about perfection. It's about taking consistent action. I hope you guys have a great night.